What's up? How's it going? Are you dizzy yet? How is it going, people? We have a special evening, loud evening prepared for you, apparently. Yeah, sorry. I really wanted to take advantage of this this new thing I got from Aldi. That it's just like a little spice rack that spins. That is the only purpose that I got it. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed that. Anyway, I have somebody special with me. We have... Who do we have? We have... I almost removed him. That's not right. We have Wyatt Dobson.
Well, how's
Hello,
it going,
Wyatt.
everyone? Nice to meet you guys.
For those that might not know who Wyatt is a YouTube editor. He has been doing it for about 12 years, and most popular person that he works for is Kelly Wakasa. Is that how you
Kelly
say that?
Wakasa, that is correct. Been working with Kelly for like 5 years now. Been making content since I was a little kid on this platform, so been around for a while.
Oh man. Okay. This is awesome. I'm super excited. And then you guys might have noticed he edits YouTube. He sure does. You might have noticed that in the thumbnail there is another special guest, and he'll be hopping in about halfway through. You'll be able to ask him some questions, and yeah. But for now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna randomly draw channels, and then we're gonna we're gonna review them. Okay. So if you haven't done this before, in the description there are 2 links. One is for gaming channels, one is for non-gaming channels, and all you got to do is just fill out the form, and then you'll be submitted for us to pick. Okay. So right now I have a couple open. Let's just grab the first one if I can find my mouse. Okay. So this is the first one, and the problem that they brought up is they're wondering why their retention is so bad. So let's just drop in here. Let me know if this is gonna be tough, because I was gonna say let me know if you hear the audio, and now there's no audio, right?
Whoa.
Yeah. So that's something that I wanted to point out. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, this had no audio for like 10 seconds. It's a little off-putting to somebody that's new that comes to the channel, and if your retention is suffering, that could be an immediate reason why. What do you think, Wyatt?
100%. Yeah, could you rewind it real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just like no sound. Like I have no idea what I'm even like looking at. There's no introduction. There's like nothing to grasp on for the viewer. Like if I'm a subscriber, if I see this recommended to me, I click on it, and nothing starts to introduce me to what I'm looking at, I'm going to click off right away. So that's your issue there with retention.
Yeah, no doubt. If I saw the Ultra Trophy box, and just thumbnail wise, I saw the box. If you have the box on the left and then what you got out of it on the right, but it's like blurred out or mosaiced out, then it kind of makes the viewer curious of why is it a scam, right?
Yeah.
But as soon as you click that, you're gonna want to hear somebody say, so I opened the trophy box today and blah 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 blah, here is what it gave me. Like that's gonna keep your retention up, I believe. Also
potentially like giving more context to what this game is, because off the title and thumbnail I have no idea. I have literally no idea.
Right. And the only reason that I know is because we do these thumbnail reviews, and it's Brawl Stars. You can always tell by the
yeah, I saw the
color.
hashtags.
Yeah,
as well.
But that's the thing. Like if it's not on, like this isn't recognizable as Brawl Stars. Some characters might be, but this is just it's tough, right? So if you said the Ultra Trophy in Brawl Stars is a scam, then like that yeah, for sure, having that in the packaging would help a lot, and it would rank in the search, I believe.
Yeah. I was gonna make that comment that like having that in title thumbnail, at least in the title, could definitely help. Like if people are searching for the specific trophy box that you opened with Brawl Stars, like if you have that in the title, already gonna help your like clicks and everything like that.
Yes, sir. What I'm seeing right here is the UI of Brawl Stars is immediately recognizable for those that are searching for it. So if if somebody is looking for Brawl Stars content and they search ranked, this is probably, or draft, how you draft and rank, this is probably going to pop up. So I'm assuming a lot of search made that win. So I'm wondering here, let's see what it says right at the beginning, just out of curiosity.
Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. My name is Rex, and today we're going to be analyzing the importance of draft by looking at one of my...
Okay.
It's already a lot better.
Yeah, it's so much better. And
hey guys, hope...
Man, even just that 1 second makes me wonder, like, is my volume on? Like, you really got to just jump right in there.
Another thing I noticed as well, this is something that I harp on a lot in some of these live streams, that one of my biggest issues is like audio, and I feel like this mic could also be cleaned up as well. I feel like the mic quality is not the best. So get you a better mic, or use Adobe Podcast or some sort of tool to help make your audio sound better. Because audio is like it's a huge thing on YouTube. Is like, people can forgive bad footage, but like if you have bad audio, they'll want to click away faster.
Absolutely, no doubt. If you don't have the money for a good microphone, just one quick tip: if you're editing on something that has an EQ, like that's really what you're looking for when you want to clean that mud up. If you have an EQ, look for the numbers 200 and 500. And so you'll have a flat line, and all you want to do is just dip between 200 and 500. And that will get rid of this, like, this mud sound you got going on. It'll make your voice sound super crisp. I actually did a video where I recorded on my phone and then it's called a mid scoop. I did a mid scoop and it's like, wow, that sounds much better. So just a little tip there. I wish I had like a quick graphic to show, but that and compression is so important.
Pretty much all editors have like anything that you like a EQ or something like that. I edit in Premiere, and you can use like parametric equalizer. That'll help. There's also like the mastering tool in there as well. So there's a ton of things that you can use to help fix up your audio, even if you have a bad mic.
Yeah, and like you said, the audio. Let's just for the people that have not checked it out, what is it called? Adobe Podcast.
Adobe Podcast, yeah, they're great. It uses AI to like, it'll take your mic and make it sound better. Like a lot of times it is like, it's sort of, if you have it like on 100%, it'll be like kind of muddied. But you just go and put an EQ on it, and it helps really clean up a lot of the extra room sound. Like if you have an AC going, or maybe there's people talking or whatever, it helps it a lot. But they actually have it built into Premiere Pro now, so it's just an essential sound in Premiere Pro. And you just drag and drop it.
Yeah, I did notice that when you do the enhanced speech, it'll gate your audio for sure. So any background noise that is lower than your voice volume, it'll cut out. But I think, it does use AI to kind of fill in your voice in places too. And it's so interesting. Sometimes
it'll sound weird. So there's if you're using like either the website or the tool, there's like a slider option, and I always like keep it probably like under 60%. Sometimes I'll put it at like 30 or 25.
Yep, just that little bit. Just it's so subtle, but it makes all the difference.
Yep.
I saw the comment about the fan, and I want y'all to know that, you know, you're my brother here. I feel it. I always have a fan going. So a gate is huge. You definitely want that. Okay. Anyway, this is Adobe Podcast. I think all you got to do is just like have an account. You don't have to pay for it or whatever. I believe these are just free tools. At least they were. This says premium access, so I'm not exactly sure. Somebody search up Adobe Podcast and see if it's free for you. Maybe let Claudia know. By the way, anybody who doesn't know, Claudia is our AI moderator. She's the one popping up these questions and stuff. Very efficient.
Shout out Claudia.
Shout out Claudia. Named after the claw. Okay, this one was I didn't have much to show on this one. Let's take a look at the more popular one just to see if that's something to improve. The other two that I checked out were more community based, so it was like a giveaway and stuff, and that's not quite something that we would improve too much upon.
This is a solo moose hunt. The odds are stacked against me. First things first, I only have 3 days to accomplish this. I will share with you some tactics, my personal experience in the moose hunt, what I'm eating, my personal favorite method to hunt moose,
Okay. All right. There's a lot of value promised here. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you noticed about this, Wyatt?
Gives me like outdoor boys vibes. That's the first thing I thought of. But in terms of editing, I think like it's definitely decently strong like start, right? You have like some building music like with the rock music and everything like that. I'm not this is a personal thing, but I'm not the biggest fan of like we have X like amount of days to do this, or like I'm going to do this for 3 days, and then you show all of the footage of you doing those things in the beginning. I almost feel like it's like a lack of storytelling. Like you're trying to like hold your viewer's hand and keep their attention, but it's like let the story unfold how it does, and don't spoil it all in the beginning. You know, you might have a lot of good footage. Like let's put the story out there, the way it was shot, and make it interesting that way instead of just doing like a retention hack.
Yes. I couldn't agree more, man. So when people look into storytelling, they'll find that storytelling is so important. But what they'll try to do is they'll try to mimic other storytelling, and this is very challenge based. Like it's adding a constraint that didn't necessarily need to be there. So yeah, doing your video first and then finding what's interesting about it and making a story about that. Huge.
Exactly.
I love that you do offer a lot of value in the beginning. Something that you could try is showing, not telling, and just like letting people know, like bam, 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 you're getting a ton of stuff. All right, make sure to keep watching so you get to this part and this part. Also, I noticed that
Things first,
the music could probably come down a tad bit.
For sure.
only have 3 days to accomplish
It's competing.
this. I will share with you some tactics. My person.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Hopefully that helps you out a little bit. I really think that being genuine to what you experience is something that people will really enjoy. Your impulse to tell a story obviously did well, so I would keep that up. Okay. Let's jump to a gaming channel real quick. I don't think this one. Yeah, that was. Sorry, one sec. Let's jump to a gaming channel. We're just gonna do the. Is this gaming? Nope, that's gaming. There it is. Random number 14. Let's roll with it. I need to. Why is it so far down? I'm so used to the thumbnail stream. Okay, the Renaissance. The Renaissance official. Are you live right now? They're live right now. Okay. All right. It looked like that was Brawl Stars. Let's just click the most recent one here. Actually, that's not the most recent. What's going on here? Latest? Oh, I guess it was.
When people think of being alone, they often think of it in a negative manner. Understandably, we associate loneliness with sadness and fear. It's something we want to avoid. And in this modern world, it's all too easy to keep ourselves constantly surrounded by people. The internet pretty much allows us to talk with anyone, anywhere, at any time. We're never alone anymore, especially not alone with just our thoughts. If we are by ourselves, we're working or watching a movie or listening to music. But I don't think being alone is all bad. In fact, there is a beauty in it, and I think that beauty is best expressed or explained through video games.
Okay, I think that got to the point there. All right, Wyatt, what do you think so far?
Couple of things. I do like the Minecraft music. It's a nice touch, but I'm always a big advocate of not using stock footage, or at least when using stock footage, adding effects to it and making it feel like your own, like mixing it with your own footage and giving it the same vibe, I think is, something that I always try to do. I normally steer clear of stock footage entirely, just because it's like so like recognizable when you see it. It's like, oh, that's stock footage. I guess this kind of gets a pass because it's a gaming channel. Maybe it's a faceless channel. I don't know the full context. Maybe you just record yourself playing video games. But with that being said, go out and film some real footage. Like I think that's always something that I try to do. And like if I don't have a shot that I need, I go film it.
Dude, I was thinking the exact same thing. As soon as I saw it, first of all, there's a promise made with this packaging that this is about video games.
Yeah,
And so
no video games until
right.
like 43.
Yeah, exactly. The very first shot of video games, my interest was drawn right back to it. Something that I would suggest, I think I've seen some kind of documentaries about this, but if you are, say, like, you're playing, just show video games where there's only one character, a singular character. If it's in WoW, for instance, make sure there's nobody around. This feeling of loneliness, or like those lobbies that have nobody in them anymore, like call it an old Call of Duty game or something like that. Like, you don't have to explain what's going on, but just giving this feeling, this sense of loneliness through video games while you're explaining it, I think would be a really, really cool idea.
I love that. No, that's actually a great idea. Yeah, because I mean, it's either if your channel is gaming, and that's I hadn't seen the thumbnail until right now, so yeah, that makes complete sense. Like, some of these shots, like even this, like, works because a lot of these characters are alone, sort of, I guess, except for Mario. But yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, if Mario was like looking up to the sky,
There's nothing.
yeah, and there's like nothing. It's just like him alone and like the big giant sky, and the star's not there. That would definitely give that feeling. I don't necessarily know if loneliness is like the best hook for a thumbnail. I don't have much to offer like as suggestions, but it's working for you though. I mean, I wouldn't change it now, but it's like it doesn't grab me.
I would change the text of that though. I don't love like this. It just looks like stock Adobe font or like something like that. Like, I feel like that's another thing I always tell people is like, try to build branding of your own channel. Like, you want people to be able to not only recognize it in the editing, but also in your thumbnails. Like, have a constant brand, have your own font, your own like look to everything.
I say the same thing. A lot of people think branding means logo, and it's not the same thing. If you go and you look at somebody like Corridor Crew, the yellow and black, or like Colin and Samir, the black with like yellow text. Those were both examples of yellow and black, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you just know it's their thumbnail. Darknet Diaries is one that I always think of. This is very cool.
I like this one. That one's better.
That is that's cool. If the shadow was a little darker, it might set the loneliness, the contrast off a little bit. But yeah, loneliness, that is beautiful. The thing is with good aesthetic on YouTube, it doesn't work sometimes. It's just like, that's beautiful, but nobody cares. I hate that, man. YouTube is all about clarity instead of aesthetic and cleverness. It's finding that happy medium. It's tough. Rant over. Sorry, guys. Okay, I got a couple more here. I got a couple more examples that I had already picked. Let's check this one out here. First, Spartan Race with Joe DeCina, Central Florida, US 2024, all obstacles. Okay, that's a long title. I'm not so sure if I'm not so sure if it's like all necessary or not, but it's like, you got a location, you got the Spartan Race, those are kind of important. All obstacles, that's the hook, or that's the value offer anyway. I don't know, but yeah, let's see what we got here. Okay, real quick before we go, if you have something fate like rise into a hit, something has to happen on that hit.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
Okay, yeah, all right.
It's also for an intro shot, I feel like it's holding way too long. Like, for that to be the first clip you see.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
A lot of these shots.
Yeah, so there should be like 15 or 10. Hold on, what? Let's count it up. Boom.
Now.
2.
3. There, we got one there. Now.
So 4 shots already.
Yep.
5. 6. Yeah, this is the, like, it's the song you picked. That's the vibe you really need to follow along with. And if it was a different song, like it could change differently depending. But I'm sure you got so many of these shots that you could really like pack them in there, and then the rest of the video you expand on what those shots are.
Yeah. Also, I wouldn't mind like hearing your voice or something like that, unless it's all just like sort of a GoPro angle the entire time of this. But yeah.
So this says all obstacles. Is it offering information about the obstacles? Oh, it is all GoPro. Hold on. I bring you GoPro videos capturing excitement of races and the beauty of the... Okay. All right. Dude, you should really sell stock footage. Seriously. I bet people would buy this up. Yeah, this is all pretty impressive stuff, man. Okay, so it's all just... Yeah.
Yeah. Narration would really help this. Yeah, just something for the viewer to cling on to besides just the music. Also, faster cuts, I think, is the biggest thing. And it's so funny because I was gonna make the same comment about the like riser to hit that this song has. That it needed something there. It needed to come in on the hit. Like the video should have started on that.
Yeah, for sure. You know,
it's also tough to start a video with a riser, but
yeah, I wouldn't suggest throwing a logo at the beginning. But if it's like that, the way that started, it needed to be a drone shot zooming into like a very specific thing. So boom, like this is that's the hit that you'd kind of want. It's that is a really tough way to start.
Did my camera shut off?
Yeah.
Hold
on. So Gabor, the number 1 hurdles right here, I would recommend this part starts at 20 seconds, okay? So up to 20 seconds, you've shown like 8 to 12 like different huge things. And that's like, if you're not doing a narration, that's the way that you promise people like, hey, this is what I'm offering in this video. Bam, 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 bam. All right, 20 seconds is up. Number 1, hurdles. And then you expand individually. That's what I would do in this niche. I mean,
completely agree.
Seems to be working for him. Okie doke. Let's see here. Let's do one more random. Number 16. This is no way. It is him. It's the same channel that we just picked.
That's funny.
Wow.
That's funny.
Okay. I gotta switch to gaming channel anyway. I'm glad that happened. Why is it doing number 16 again? What is going on here? I'm afraid. Okay, number 110. And then we'll get rolling. They want high retention. Watch it be that Brawl Stars one. 5 Scorpion. All right, this is pretty in your face. Let's check it out.
Oh, no one hit it. Oh, yes, let's go. Go.
I was just gonna say, why did you put all in one video? Is it just to match the music? Yeah, okay.
My first initial thoughts is that it looks like almost like the text in the beginning feels like a PowerPoint presentation or like old iMovie slides. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I feel like it could have been spiced up a little bit more there, but
yeah, there isn't quite any visual hook in this situation. I mean, when say this is on the front page and when you hover over it, you see text, but this is about gaming. It's obvious what it is. Maybe this isn't the video to check out for them. This one might be like a one-off. Okay, this one was 3 days ago.
Today, we're doing the hardest Mario Kart 8 Deluxe challenge. The rules are simple. We have 12 races to get 12 different placements. So, for example, if I got first on the first race...
Okay, I think the pacing here is just a tiny bit slow. And it might be because the background music. What do you think, Wyatt?
I think instead of just having the Mr. Beast, this is another thing. Like, I feel like
Comic
the Mr. Beast font is so common. This is going back to the other thing I was saying. Like, just like pick your own branding for your channel. You don't have to copy other channels. And then also, like, I think maybe the reason the pacing feels slow is because it's just the blurred Mario Kart in the background with the text instead of we're not seeing like different clips of Mario Kart playing. I mean, we are, but
Right.
it's blurred.
Right, yeah. So the most interesting thing that it's trying to focus on is the text in this situation. So yeah, that's a bit tough.
12 different placements. So, for
Also the
example,
mic.
if I got first on the first
Yeah.
race, then I couldn't get first again in the next 11 races. If I repeat a placement through 12 races, the challenge restarts.
Yeah, so I would just try to find a way to like rewrite this intro just a little bit. If you can
Yeah.
if you can get it down to 15 to 20 seconds and just like here's the stakes, here's what's going on. Like for instance, starting it, a lot of people do this. You can say the word today at the beginning of your video, but it's like you don't need to, right? There are these little moments that you could cut if you really need to squeeze it into an intro.
Yeah.
Yep, I failed.
Okay. All right. Hopefully we gave you a little bit of value there. Let's just move on. Let me check something real quick. Bum, bum. There it is. Okay. All right. Let's just let's keep rolling then. Number 35. Bum, bum.
Alrighty.
All right. Oh no. Okay. Before we jump into the actual videos, maybe kind of breaking down what you're offering as the channel, instead of a subscribe.
Yeah.
cover. Okay. One sec here. We've got somebody joining up. Somebody said change that banner. Okay, there we go. All right, 1 second here. Let's take a look at this channel. Goals for 2025. Comment like, okay. So I'm not gonna jump into the videos, but there's just a lot of stuff that it's so YouTube coded, it's almost upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of like, just please subscribe. A lot of like, let's get to 500 subs.
I feel like I haven't seen this kind of stuff on YouTube in a while. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like this feels like very old school YouTube of like just asking for subscribers you got to provide the value first, you know?
Right. Exactly. A lot. I'm assuming this is just a whole AI generated thing.
Yeah.
But we can click and listen real quick. Okay, so if it's a motivation channel, you should definitely throw that in your cover. Sharing knowledge, creating diverse content. Yeah, just try to niche down a little bit. Try to be a little more specific about the value you're offering, okay? All right. Sorry, I wanted to rush through that one because we have somebody here. Welcome, Airrack.
Oh, you guys got the horns and everything. I like
How's it
that.
going, man?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. What's up, man?
What
Good,
up?
good.
I just got off of a flight. I was in Dubai for that summit. Now I'm here with you guys. What a better way to end the day.
Well, I appreciate
What
you
have you
coming
guys
on,
been
man. So normally in streams like these, we have people submit, and then we'll just like randomly pick numbers and kind of break down their channels. We'll do channel audits, do a little review their packaging, that sort of thing.
Amazing. I love it.
So, real quick, let's just do a couple of those together, and then I got 2 questions for you, Eric, and then we'll just open it up to like a wide Q&A for everybody. They can ask you some questions, ask us all, whatever they want.
Cool. Let's do it.
Cool. All right, let's jump back to gaming since that was not gaming. Cool. 114. Okay, provide either fun challenges or entertaining reviews. This person is they just aim to keep consistent. Nintendo Nerd Official. All right, so there is a little bit of branding here. Let's take a look at their most recent video. Pikmin plucking perfection Nintendo nerd. All right. Is it a review? Is that what this is?
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Now you may be asking yourself, how did I get all the way to Japan?
I don't think we can see it on our end.
You see, I pride myself.
Ah, sorry guys.
Yeah, I can see
There
it.
you
Oh,
There we
wait.
go.
So what are they asking for feedback on this one?
Okay, so let's just take a look at their channel real quick. As far as what they're aiming for, they want to keep consistent on what they're doing. They want to keep consistent. They want to provide either fun challenges or entertaining reviews. And they want us to focus on the entertainment factor and tips for editing.
Okay, I heard.
Okay, so let's just take a look at this very first one here.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Now you may be asking yourself, how did I get all the way to Japan? Well, you see, I pride myself in some good, old-fashioned gardening. Like, check out what I just grew. Pretty sweet, right? I was trying to grow potatoes. I don't know how I did this. Pikmin 1 is a strange game. It's a game that people heard of, but I feel...
Okay, all right, so what do we think of this intro?
I want you guys
I
to go first, and then I'll go.
Okay.
John, you want to leave it off?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so when I think of... I saw myself in this. When I first started, I would try to add so much personality into the very beginning. I really tried to like just put myself out there as, this is who I am. And when you're very first starting out, like the value that you're offering is more important than anything else because people don't know you and they don't care about you. It's more like you really got to focus on what you're offering first, and then you will build that community and personality around it. And so this intro feels like real slow, like it feels like it's for your community only because they know you. And also, I'm not exactly sure what we're getting into just yet. It seems like a review, but I'm not sure. What do you think, Wyatt?
From a technical standpoint, I think the green screen could be cleaned up a little bit. Get some more accurate lighting to what you're trying to green screen. And yeah, also I feel like the key could be fixed up a little bit. There's a lot of like rough edges around the mask. So
yeah, no doubt. Something that you might want to try as well is throwing just a drop shadow. Once you clean that green up a bit, throwing a drop shadow behind you might help you pop off that background. It always looks kind of slick if you're doing something like this. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah, I think, dude, I feel like if you can get people through the first like 3 minutes of the video, you can literally do anything in a video after that point. Like after like the first like 2-3 minutes, you can get away with a lot of stuff. So I feel like your first like 15-20 seconds here is like awesome, but I would put it later in the video and just try to open your top of funnel. Like I actually think I would just go into YouTube editor today and just cut this first 15-20 seconds, because like your actual intro is 15 seconds into the video, which is not bad. But it sort of just like starts with like this abstract skit, you know what I mean? And if it was in context, the skit would be awesome. I think the skit's great. I think it's a good idea, but it doesn't really deliver on the concept, you know? Like if I was gonna do a skit, like I've done a skit in like videos like Would You Rather, and I'll like physically show the idea of Would You Rather, and it's like a representation of the video. But this feels sort of like an abstract skit that takes me out of it.
That's a very good point. I love that. After 3 minutes, you can get away with anything. So just really, really packing in what you can do in that intro. All right, let's do a non-gaming real quick, and then we'll kind of open up to some questions. I'm so used to doing 2-hour streams. I feel like I gotta rush. Like no, it's like 1 hour is just not enough. Why am I doing that? Come on. Okay. Claudia Chin, and they want to know the tricks of the title and thumbnail, generally improve their packaging for click-through rate. Thumbnail wrong or title wrong. Very low view instead of quite a lot of subscribers. Okay. All right, so let's check out these packaging. All right, so this is top tips about Zurich, a journey through Switzerland and beyond, offering street smart tricks to enhance your... Okay, all right, so it's about Zurich. Okay. As far as the packaging goes, well, first of all, you do have like some branding here. I think it's cool. I think you've got your own vibe. When I think of travel channels, I always see something really, really beautiful, like great scenery, and then there's usually text, and the font is usually pretty thin for some reason. I don't know. It's kind of cinematic looking, but it tells you like where it is, and then people want to click that and figure out what's going on, or what things look like. It seems like you're doing everything right. It might be the titles. I'm not exactly sure on this one because it does seem like you're doing everything travel channels do.
Can you go to this channel's most viewed?
Yeah, let's check it out.
I wonder what like is working.
Romantic proposal spots. Okay, there's some value.
Wait, what's the channel description? Like, what's there was like it was like very specific. A Zurich.
Zurich. Top tips about Zurich. A journey through Switzerland and beyond. If you're planning a trip to Zurich.
It's so specific, but like it can work. Like it is interesting. Are they looking for a channel audit or like a specific video on this one?
Really, they're just looking at their packaging, which is weird because I don't see much wrong with the packaging. I think it's so
like another destination channel that is working and like measured against it because it's just a very specific type of channel.
Yeah. Let's just
what's it's like the most yeah.
Okay. Yep, we've got beautiful view, thinner text, dead center. Yeah. The color really, really pops on these, but that's not exactly. You know what? Maybe some of these are a little too busy.
Yeah. I feel like Zurich is more beautiful than we're giving it credit for on this. Like when I think of like Switzerland, like what you just searched up, the photos are so much more beautiful than these.
Yeah,
like this is insane looking. And then we're like covering anything that could be beautiful up with text on top of it. You know what I mean? On this channel.
Yep.
Do they have face on their channel or no?
I don't believe.
Looks like it might just be vlog or just like walking around footage. Yeah.
You can probably make a bag doing stock footage.
Yeah. I mean, some of these shots are. I have this a lot when I'm doing packaging reviews. Some of the shots in the video are better than the thumbnail.
Yeah, yep. Agreed.
And so just something to pay attention to. Don't use this shot specifically, but when you have so much open sky up here, it does look like people leave that negative space to just breathe on these. Like there's just so much going on up there. There's so much that you can see because of it. So something to take
also
into
notice
consideration.
Your top video is potentially like I call it like the scale of specificity of like if it's more or less specific. It depends on the idea. You want to like lie on different parts of the scale. But your most viewed video is romantic proposal spots. It's like so specific, you know, versus like I don't know some of your other videos where like the most beautiful parts of it's like just so vague. It's like so like ephemeral and vague. Very specific titles sometimes actually work better, and especially for this channel, getting really specific about places or like things that you could do in certain places is probably a pretty interesting direction to lean as far as like titles and ideas.
That's great. Yeah, I totally agree. What do you think, Wyatt?
I completely agree as well. Honestly.
I didn't even think of that, but that's great. I mean, because it's Zurich, it's so niche that it's going to be tough to get search based views. So
yeah,
I'm just like,
I want to go on like ChatGPT and just like look up things in Zurich and then like come up with titles. That's what if I had like an hour, I would do that on this channel. But like whoever's channel this is, just go on GPT and just look up like, or I mean, you might know the country like the back of your hand, but like think of like very specific things that like one of my first videos when I lived in Atlanta. It wasn't like making a video about Atlanta. It was like Stranger Things just shot there. So I did a tour of like the Stranger Things shooting locations, and getting more specific actually helped the video go more viral. You know what I mean? So thinking more specifically, like our movies shot in Switzerland, like what can we specifically target about the country rather than just like being too opaque and vague about the idea.
I love that.
I feel it. Okay, since we don't have much time, let's just jump over to Q&A. Eric, I got a couple questions from myself because
Let's do it.
I'm curious and I'm taking advantage of the time you're giving us.
I love
Um,
that.
okay, so real quick, I watched a lot of your videos and your storytelling is incredible. I was wondering if you like have a template that you work with or a checklist like okay, here's our hook, here's how we'll fulfill the hook, and here's how we segue into the next hook. Or do you have like a checklist that you have to hit these many hooks, or is it all improv, or is there a mix? What do you think?
I mean, I think every video for us is different. It's not like I think you or other channels might have the benefit of like being able to like, you have like a format that you do, but every video that we do is so different that they always look and feel very different. But I mean, I think generally, like I was saying, like, I think if you can make the first 2 minutes very structured, and really think through order of information, I always think about it like I think videos it's basically just communication. It's just information. So you want to like deliver the most broad information at the very top and get more specific as you get deeper and deeper and deeper into the video. You know what I mean? Like there was that video we watched a second ago had an obvious out of order information swap where he was doing really niche skit stuff about something later in the video that I didn't get because I didn't have the context yet. So I think delivering on information broadest to most specific is like a general rule of thumb. Yeah. I don't know. Is there anything more specific? I guess.
Yeah. So let's just use an example. The sleeping at Disney video you did. In there's this random story of your friend. He is like having this mental breakdown over the mouse listening to him.
Yes.
Now these things can come up organically, but do you have any tips for people on how to be aware of how to pay attention to these things? There's a book called Storyworthy that really helps people learn like how to keep your mind open to potential stories. Do you have any tips for people on that subject?
Interesting. I think like, okay, when we go onto that video, for example, there's like 6 people and we show up there and I'm not doing anything, but before we start filming, like we were there for like we stayed the night there in a hotel and then started shooting the next morning. And like as we're doing it, I'm like sort of picking up on what people are talking about. And Tyler, for example, was like, "There's no way we can stay here. I'll bet you guys $100. There's security cameras everywhere." And so like before we start filming, I'm repeating these things back to everybody, and I'm like, "Tyler, just keep going down that rabbit hole of like security." Like Doha is like we call him Cockroach Man. That dude can survive anything. He'll just live forever, and like he just doesn't cage. He's like all endurance. I was just like, I want you to make it to the end. Please just try to make it to the end. Like do it. Like go play as hard as you want. Like trying to like figure out what their natural narratives are, and then like pouring gas on those, and just enabling them to be good talent. But I think honestly, I think it comes from having people like that around you but definitely to answer your question, definitely being thoughtful about what people's storylines are going in, not making them up for them, but just kind of getting a vibe off of it and what will be natural for them and just like pouring gas on it, is what I usually try to do.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay, my other question, and then we'll open it up to everybody else. Alex Ramosi once said that you told him, he said he hated clickbait, but you said, no, you should clickbait, but then you should back up that idea and follow through. So, which is great advice. I'm like, wow, that does really give you these novel ideas for YouTube. How do you come up with your ideas?
That's a great question. I guess just like to keep working off of what you just, like the Disney video, for example, like that idea I think started as 100 hours inside of a Costco. And so I thought it'd be so interesting because like Costco's in like the cultural zeitgeist right now to actually just like if you could get the owner of a Costco to let you do it, but not tell any of the employees. And like, how long could you live inside of a Costco without anyone noticing? Like nights, everything, you just hang out in the Costco for like a week or two straight. But Costco wouldn't let us do it. I even talked to freaking AJ and Big Justice, and they were like, "Bro, there's 0% chance that our contact at Costco is going to let you do that." So then it was like, what are other like interesting places that we could actually do this at? And And we brainstorm around those inside of a column of content, which we call childhood dreams. It's like things you would think about when you're a kid, like shipping yourself across America in a box. Like that was another video idea we did last year. That was like a childhood dream. Like I was always thinking like, well, wait, couldn't you like put yourself, or like being in the bottom of an airplane, you know, like these types of ideas. And then you get ideas like that, like you come up with like 20 of them, and then you go backwards, like on first principles of like, how do you actually make these ideas possible? Okay, so Costco, maybe not. Disneyland is a little less permissionless. Like you could kind of like figure out creative ways to do it. You know what I mean? But basically trying to come up with impossible ideas, and then process of elimination, which ones are actually possible, but also have that like really like wow factor. When you read the title, you're like, there's absolutely no way that that happens. They click on the video, you immediately prove that you do, and now they're like, how did they do that, you know? And that's why they watch the rest of the video.
Right. Okay, cool. That is, sorry, it just hit me. I'm like, oh, well, I know a lot of people use the vidIQ tool for ideas as well. I just kind of wanted to throw this promo out there. I'm just being transparent. This is Creator Week, and vidIQ does have a deal. It's 20% or 25% off of the Boost plan for life. And in that, let me just show you what it has real quick. Actually, I have to open this other, my personal channel, but yeah, man, I was about to forget about that. I don't think that people would be super happy about this.
Shout it out, baby. I want to see this.
Okay, so yeah, here we go. So for ideas, my channel personally is like nicheless. I just do a lot of storytelling, and yeah, this is a pretty good way to get ideas. And I personally like to go to the outliers, and I'll enter maybe an idea, and I'll take a look at somebody else's video that pops up, and I'll check out how they do their intros as far as like the template. Like I'll templatize it, and I'll see, okay, what kind of music did they use? How quickly did they get into the value? Like how could I chop up my intro to be as short as theirs, that sort of thing. And if I can't, then I kind of move on to the next idea. So that was my idea segue into that. I'm not great at
Let's go.
This kind of thing. But yeah,
That
and
was
then
beautiful.
of course there are keywords too. Okay, cool. All right, yeah, sorry man. I'm too excited. I'm like, okay, next question.
You're killing it. It's beautiful. That was a great segue.
Bam. Okay, yeah.
It's
Not
perfect.
forced
I
it.
respect
Not
that.
forced at all.
I respect that.
Gotta plug it.
Come on.
Okay. Oh, we already got a question here. Airrack, I've been watching you for a while. How do you prepare for your filming your videos? Like, how easy is it to get all your stunt coordinators, actors, and exc?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, in the beginning, it was me doing them myself. So, you know, it's just me reaching out to people and making calls. But now it's like, you know, I mean, we were just talking, we're doing a video right now. We're preparing for it anyway, where it was sneaking into streamer streams, which you'll probably see me upload in like a couple weeks from now. But I've basically been flying around for the past like week, being in the background of other streamer streams. And so we have our last one coming up this week. I won't tell you. If you see me, you'll know now that I'm doing it. But like, you know, I guess when we're talking about stunt coordinators, actors, like all that stuff, you have to get really clear on the creative on the front end, even for yourself, but even for me, for a producer, I'm especially accountable to it, because if the creative is unclear, like I always say, everything is like the creative is the top of the pyramid. And if the creative is weak, everything else will be a struggle. You know, editing is going to be a struggle. Production is going to be a struggle. Everything's going to be a struggle if you're not clear on creative. So, you know, finding stunt coordinators, all of this stuff is easy if you're very clear with what you want them to do. Because I can get on the phone with a stunt coordinator in 2 seconds, but I'm not going to be able to get them to agree. My timelines are going to get pushed. The video is going to take forever to shoot if I'm not really specific with what I want. So, I think there's a lot of ways to answer that question, but at first principles, you want to be really, really, really clear with your creative and really flesh out your creative, and it will make the rest of your process super easy.
Right on. Okay, let's do another one here. I was curious about this too, what you thought. I have my own opinions here, but how do you feel about the AB? How do you feel about the AB tool? Do you use it?
Yeah, this is interesting. We definitely use it. I've been recently, instead of ripping out the gate with A/B split test. Like we would always rip out the gate with A/B split test when we got in the beta program. But I've been instead. I was at Vid Summit for like Creator Day, where it was like 20 creators going from room to room, like talking about this stuff. And I think what we ended up deciding on based on data was like the better thing to do actually is to pick a thumbnail that you feel like have a bunch of thumbnail options, but pick the thumbnail that you feel like your audience is going to resonate with the most, at least for the first 48 hours, 72 hours. And then you're primed for the opportunity to find a new audience. So that's when we'll do like 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, depending on how the video is doing, with a thumbnail that I personally, just based on my context, feel like the audience will like the most. And then I'll, at the 48, 72 hour mark, start doing split testing for a broader audience, which potentially has the opportunity to open that video up to a bigger pool of YouTube.
I like that idea, actually. I like that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wyatt, do you have experience with this?
Yeah. So Kelly and I were also in the beta. We had been using it for a minute. I think it's like, I was super excited when they announced it. I thought it was a really cool idea.
Yeah.
We do something similar, whereas we post like, it depends per video, but I think it's like, if it's a concept video, we'll go with like, okay, we don't know what's going to work here. Let's just try something. But I also like, what Eric's doing, which is like posting something that we know will work for the audience. So we'll also go that route as well. And then it's like, okay, well, maybe the audience has clicked this enough. Let's change it up here. Or maybe they're not clicking it enough. So let's try the A/B testing and put up a couple different ones that we had.
I think it's crap.
Agreed.
You
don't like it?
I have tried it a little bit, but I do prefer to just like manually do it because I don't know the audience it's testing on. And so I feel like there are a lot of variables that I have no control over anymore if I use it. Whereas if I switch it myself, it's easier to know exactly what sucks and what doesn't.
Heard. I think that makes sense.
Fair. Yeah.
Okay, let's do this one here. What editing software do your editors or you, IDK, use?
Premiere Pro.
We use Premiere Pro.
Shout out Adobe. Shout out Adobe.
We actually did just switch though to not programs, but we've always used PCs for everything, and we just got Mac Studios to edit off of. Do you guys edit off of PCs?
I edited off this one, but I bought a Mac, like a Mac Pro laptop last year, and it's better than this thing, and I spent more money on this.
Exactly.
It's so much faster in Premiere. Like it's so just quick, whereas a Premiere is.
Somebody explained it to me, but it was like CPU versus GPU base. But like the new Mac Studios are elite. Like we were getting crazy crashing problems, like replacing it was insane. But Adobe on Mac Studio, M1, M2 Mac Studios. God, dude.
The chips are insane. It's actually insane.
And I think they're actually cheaper than like what we spent on all. We have like, I mean, we probably have 4 or 5 of those PCs that you have, Wyatt, and ours are in the studios were cheaper, I think, which is crazy.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm also a Premiere Pro user, but I always tell people if you're just starting, use DaVinci. There's just it's getting so much better, and if you can do the one-time purchase and learn that, and all you need is basic stuff, just learn something that doesn't cause you so much trouble. I'm locked into Adobe now. I've been doing it for years, so
same. Yeah, I feel like you pick one and you get stuck with it.
Yep. But for Airrack, prove us wrong. Maybe Adobe isn't the way to go. And you can have a chance to do that if you go to airrack.org.
Come on.
How's that
guys,
for a segue?
I am hosting YouTube's biggest editing competition. All right. I'm looking for the best, the most talented editors in the world. What a beautiful segue, John. If you're an editor out there, if you're watching this, if you know someone who's an editor and they're looking for a challenge and an opportunity, tell them to go to airrack.org. Send them this little address up here. If you know anyone, if you are an editor, we're giving away, I think, $2,000 total in prize money, and we're flying some people out for a real opportunity to work on the team on these Mac Studios inside of Adobe that we're talking about. So check it out. That was a great segue.
That was a fantastic segue.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. I had to make up for the other one.
That was beautiful.
because my first one, the 25% off the boost plan for vidIQ in the description, I didn't do so well on. How's that, guys?
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it.
I thought it worked.
All right, let's pull in another question. Man, I should have used this one. What's the best way to find an editor for that? That would have been so much better.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Where should most of your time be spent? Packaging, video, script writing, etc.
Oh man, it's gotta be on the fundamentals of the video idea. Like if the video idea, like I said, like if you think about creative at the top of the pyramid, you just go further and further and further up. If we're just talking about creative here, like the further and further up is just basically title and thumbnail. So that's the first thing. If those are really confusing and they aren't well thought out, everything's going to suffer from there. And then
100%.
behind that, it's like the intro. And then behind that, it's like script writing. And so all of that stuff is in like the very top of the pyramid. But yeah, think about your packaging options. Make sure you have some like ability to pivot a little bit. You know what I mean? Like as creative changes.
Wyatt, do you agree? I don't have much to say. That was
No,
exactly what I would say.
I completely agree. There's sometimes where like maybe our creative on a video isn't like the best it could be, and I'll struggle in the editing room because I'm like, well, I don't know what the direction to take this video. Like I'm kind of confused on, okay, well, should we be doing this with the story, or like how are we going to be packaging it? So I think it's definitely good to really take your time in pre-production on a video to make sure every other step goes smoothly. But also, I also spend the most time at editing, so there's that as well.
Yeah. But you have to deal with the ramifications of like bad thought out creative. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes like if there's no plan to a video, it's kind of like you kind of just got to wing it at a certain point. But it's definitely good to have all that set up and ready for you as an editor, at least.
Agreed.
You get to the editing point. How am I going to force a story into this now that it's at the editing?
Yeah.
Dude, so tough.
Cool. Okay, we'll do this one last question here. Many big YouTubers say don't use shorts, but what about creators who have successfully done this? All these people that blew up and have loyal fans.
Wait, I'm trying to think of any big YouTuber that would say not to do shorts. Is there context here that I'm missing from the community?
That's all it said. It just gave a bunch of like a lot of these are streamers that they're talking about. Which it does make sense that you would clip streams and turn them into shorts, and that would build an audience. If anything, shorts work best for streamers and podcasters because of the ability to clip and then push them to the full thing. Whereas, I don't know, long form creators, it's harder, I think.
I think shorts are elite. I think shorts are like elite touch points for the audience, because I think if you think through the perspective of like what's the best version of like an internet personality, they're omnipresent. They're like on every platform. They're like interesting and different on every platform. You get to see like a different perspective, and I think short form video is a cheat code to doing that. All those examples that they gave are definitely streamers they're just clips. Like they're clips, so they're not really shorts, but I mean they are shorts. Well, like, I mean, we do like independently shot short form. Like we don't do cut downs. We just do independently shot. We post 2 independent shorts per week plus a video. So yeah, no, I think shorts are elite for gaining an audience, sub gain. The shorts algorithm and the long form algorithm live separately right now, but they're like black boxes. So they're like slowly mingling over time. We're going to be moving closer and closer to short form world. Yeah, I think it's an elite strategy. I don't think that there's any downside of doing shorts, to be honest.
I was just talking to Wyatt about this. Do you think the future of the algorithm could be based on the specific piece of content rather than the channel and the niche for YouTube, just like Instagram kind of does?
Yeah, bro. I think that's where everything's headed. I think it's like content. Yeah, I think building community and like just getting served a video because you're subscribed, we're gonna be further and further and further away from that being the case. Like every time you post something, it's being measured against everything else being posted, not just like you're gonna win because you win. Like that's gonna be less and less of a thing, I think, for sure. So the greatest thing you could possibly do is be elite at community building, you know? that's going to be the most rare thing, I think, as time goes on. The hardest thing to possibly do is build a community. Whereas previously it's been the community powers the content, you know? So, yeah.
Awesome. I think we are going to go ahead and end it there. Oh, there I went. I just wanted to turn
Hi,
the
John.
volume up. So yeah.
Oh, he's got a
Okay, yeah,
second
we're-
angle right there.
Oh, did I? What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wish I had that. That's sick. Oh my god, is that a third angle?
Hey, look, there's Airrack.
Wow. This is
All right.
crazy.
All right, y'all. We are going to end it there. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Airrack. Thank you, Wyatt. This was awesome.
This is great.
Yeah. Go to airrack.org. Go to
Go to
vidIQ.com.
airrack.org. Send it to your favorite editor. Send it to somebody who is looking for an opportunity.
And I'm
Hope you guys got some
competing
value.
too.
Yeah, John's in there. John's honestly, he's pulling ahead, to be honest with you guys. So
It's all memes, back to back to back. All right. Thank you all so much.
cool. Peace,
All right.
guys.
See
Bye,
ya.
guys.